friends, family, brothers and sisters in the raw. Your friend, your brother, me, Haji, Dr. Ocean Khan, commenting from somewhere in the world, always in touch with my beloved Guyana. Guyana is our country, and together we have got to work together as a people to bring about joy and goodwill and goodness in Guyana. In this newspapers, in the raw, our case, Guyana Free Media, in the raw, on February 12, 2021, Friday, Guyana will be no pawn or puppet of a foreign power. Now, as I read this through, I certain things in which we might have some kind of an association with foreign power or powers. One for our defense, protection of our sovereignty, and to have association and to allow people, countries or governments who are friendly to us to simply, coolly and carefully get a chance to practice military warfare in our jungles and in our waters, our wild waters, and at the same time being our friends and making some contributions to our economy or economic development. Guyana will be no pawn or puppet. President Ali, as he unveiled the country's national defense policy, President Irfaan Ali proclaimed yesterday that Guyana will not be a pawn or puppet of any foreign power when it comes to the establishment of military bases in Guyana. It does not mean that because you have a military association and you allow them some time to practice on your land, in your jungles and in your waters, doesn't mean that it's a base. But you could give them a kind of an understanding for 5, 10, 15, 20 years for nations that are good to us. Nations that will look after our interests, people that we can depend upon. Who are the people that we truly can depend upon to protect us? The United States of America, the United Kingdom, the European Union, so to say, should be our best of friends. And we should build alliances with those friends of ours. And nothing wrong if we give them something which some people may call a base, but I will say a temporary lease to practice on our lands, while at the same time never allowing ourselves to become a pawn. Very brilliant President Dr. Irfaan Ali, if I may say. No foreign power will establish any military bases on our soil, but we will exercise our sovereign rights to choose our friends and to enter into agreements which will enhance our defense forces' capabilities and our people's development, the President said. Sovereign rights to choose our friends and to enter into agreements which will enhance our defense force capabilities and our people's development, the President said. Let us remember, we don't have the wherewithal militaristically to win any battle, maybe only against Suriname. And even they have gunboat ships, which we don't have. So we don't want to put Guyana into a state of jeopardy, especially when you are prosperous. You have gold, diamond, water, ladies and gentlemen. Our fresh water is one of the finest in the world. And our fresh water will have more wealth worth to oil in time to come. Our water will become much more valuable than oil in time. Maybe not now, maybe in 100 years, 200 years, but our water will become very, very valuable. And people want to fight you for your water, for your oils, for your gold, your diamond, your agriculture, your soil resources that can produce almost anything on the face of the earth. Perfect climate, so to say. President Ali was at the time making his inaugural address to the annual Officers Conference, AOC, of the Guyana Defense Force, held at the National Cultural Center. He outlined that their policy is tailored to enhance civilian and military connection, improve soldiers' welfare, and to fortify the country's defense line through the acquisition of aircrafts and marine vessels, while cultivating international relations. I am with you, Mr. President. I am with you. Precisely. We will allow certain maneuvers in our country for our protection through friends that we trust in areas that we need, particularly Region 1, certain areas of Region 9 and 10, so they can practice to patrol the waters, and they can practice to fight in our jungles, and also our guys could partner with them. I'm totally in support of my president. He outlined that the policy is tailored to enhance civilian and military connection, improve soldiers' welfare, and to fortify the country's defense line through the acquisition of aircrafts and marine vessels, while cultivating international relations. I read that again for emphasis. The policy is also geared to revolutionize Guyana's defensive approach based on a commitment to fraternal relations at home and with other states. Particularly, we will want, if we have this benefit, because of the size of our landmass, to associate with our sister CARICOM nations, all of whom we can absorb in the Essequibo River alone and take them over if there is a state of chaos in the region. And yes, we will also have a tendency to watch over them. We are keen on promoting good neighborly relations, President Ali stated. We avoid belligerence in all forms. Guyana has no expansions, ambitions, as we saw. I mean, they're not talking about it here, but I'm going to talk because I'm commentator with Venezuela. They have ambition to take our lands, our resources, to enslave our people, to abuse and use us, and to make our country turn like theirs. So while we have no belligerent ambition and acts to expand, we covet no other people's resources. We don't want theirs, but they want ours. Venezuela, ladies and gentlemen, our defense policy will be guided by our desire for peace and the pursuit of protecting our national patrimony and deterring external threats and acts of aggression. But despite the hope for amicable relations, President Ali pointed out that Guyana's military service will be equipped to defend Guyana's sovereignty. And that is why, yes, the helicopters and the planes and the boats and the gunboats, and we will have the Americans who will be the main supplier to teach us. So they have to spend time here teaching and watching over and helping for themselves to practice maneuvers, and at the same time helping us to get strong in our country. But despite the hope for amicable relations, President Ali pointed out that Guyana's military service will be equipped to defend Guyana's sovereignty. While we are a peaceful state, no one should underestimate our resolve at protecting our territory and safeguarding national sovereignty. Let not our peaceful intent be mistaken for weakness. Some people take your meekness for weakness. This is known. So President Ali, well and properly speaking here. As I said recently, we will not bend to threats nor cower in the face of intimidation. In addition to that, we have good friends who have interests and with whom we are associated, including Brazil, including the United States of America, the European Union, and the free world, most countries in the United Nations. With that said, the head of state announced plans to recapitalize the GDF to focus attention more on Guyana's borders. To do that, he added, the force will benefit from acquisition of equipment, aircraft, marine vessels, and will allow it to exercise improved surveillance over Guyana's territory and exclusive economic zone. Added to that, the president highlighted that one key pillar of the policy is aimed at improving the well-being of the GDF, Guyana Defense Force members and their kin. That includes the provision of scholarships and training of opportunities for ranks, along with the launch of a special housing program. What a president. What a government. What did the previous government do? What did the APNO AFC do for the soldiers or the police? Took away their bonuses even? What a total shame and disgrace. The government of Guyana is standing right and firm and well with the people of the military and the police force. and the public service and Guyana in all, for all peoples. The policy will also promote measures to ensure that ranks are provided for after retirement. Moreover, the National Defence Policy will see greater involvement of the GDF in search and rescue operations, disaster response, the provision of infrastructural services, the defence and protection of border communities, medical outreaches, response to medical emergencies, and in coaching and honing the talents of the forces, athletes. Oh, beautiful. So soldiers, we must be like the British and American. They must not just be in barracks and they're running in the jungles. They must have to build roads and dams and bridges, because in warfare, all of this is essential. You have to have an engineering core. You have to have an architectural core, a building construction core, military core, training. So all of this enhances and make them better persons. So even if they leave and they want to go into their own businesses or administrate in another business, they are well in a position to do that because they would have been exposed. So money, great thing. Friends and families, I'm so proud of the government of the day. I had such great expectations of the previous government which let us all down. Some of their leaders with hate for people, just for being people, just for being of an ethnic class or an ethnic group, just for appearing successful, just going to try with all their power to destroy you, as they tried with yours truly and so many others. And not only for ethnicity, but because they had many friends of great wealth of the Indian community who they were giving the opportunities to, because they will get their kickbacks big time in their silent and secret partnerships. So I'm so proud of the government of Guyana for opening up to all, to serve all, to watch over for all peoples. His Excellency the President is a true president of all the people. President Dr. Irfaan Ali, with his team and his leadership. Your friend, your brother, me, Haji Dr. Roshan Khan in the Raw. Say thank you for tuning in and farewell.